right, handle it however you want. You can start with a quick statement about Oakland and the matchup, or we can just jump right into questions one way or the other.
We're just happy to be playing still. I think our guys really competed well this year and certainly fought through some adversity with a bunch of the close losses, but I think we, I don't know if we were rewarded, but I think just shows by being a 2 seed in this tournament that people recognize that our team played pretty well this year and had a bunch of good wins and especially in the non-conference. And so I'm excited for this team to have an opportunity to keep playing, especially our seniors. And we have a game against a very talented team, Oakland, team we played a couple years ago in a very close game. Winners of the Horizon League, a league I'm very familiar with. Coach Campy is, I don't even know how many games he's won over the years, but feels like a million. He's one of the really good offensive coaches in our game, one of the very good coaches in our game, and once again brings a very talented team to Clemson. So we know we have our hands full. Obviously, it's been a quick prep for both teams, and we're looking forward to playing and hope to have a good crowd here tomorrow night to support us.
Coach, how much can this extra playing time and experience benefit your team going forward?
This year it's not as much as some other years because we have some older guys. To be honest with you, we start 3 seniors most of the time, and the guys that like Shelton and Marquise and Dante and Gabe and those guys have played a lot of basketball for us already. So an extra game or 2 or 3 or 4 is not going to make a big difference in that, but I do think it's just good to continue to play quality teams and playing, the teams in the NIT this year. I just think we're really good. It's, Coach Boeheim said it the other day. It's very difficult to make the NCAA tournament. The quality of play in college basketball just keeps getting better, and you're going to see a bunch of really talented teams, a bunch of teams that had success in their conference tournaments and in the NIT. So for that, we're excited to keep playing, and for guys to have opportunities to play against good competition, that's always good.
The last time you were in this tournament 3 years ago, you were able to make a run all the way to MSG. You got home court in at least the first 2 games. You think you can make another run?
Well, we'd like to, but we really just need to worry about Oakland. Certainly, we've had good memories from the run a couple years ago, and it was fun to just see the electricity in Little John during that run. I think that was a team that really caught fire and was playing well, and it was fun to watch those guys, especially KJ and kind of his swan song, if you will. So it was really fun to be a part of that. We certainly would love to get back to New York, but this first game will be a difficult one.
How do you classify this team? You talked about that team getting hot at the right time. You've won 3 of the last 4 coming in. Where do you think you're at?
Yeah, I don't know. I think our team's played good basketball, for most of the last several weeks. We really have. It's a little bit different. It's been a little unique. Obviously, losing to Duke. We took 3 days off, and you kind of get back to practice yesterday, but you don't have an opponent, so you're trying to manufacture enough energy and enthusiasm in everybody, which is a little bit challenging. And then today you'll kind of just have the 1-day prep to kind of get ready. So, it's the first game is a difficult game because of that for everybody. It's difficult for them having to travel. It's difficult for both teams not really having normal prep time, and just kind of the awkwardness of it a little bit. It's, we're all creatures of habit and routine, and it's not the routine. But in terms of our team playing good basketball, I think we've played good basketball. And, some of the games we lost late in the year in the regular season, Florida State, Virginia Tech, especially those, I thought we played very well in those games. We lose to Duke in the conference tournament. Obviously, we miss a layup with under 2 minutes to go to cut it to 1. Those guys win the tournament. They go on to beat Louisville, North Carolina, and Notre Dame the next 3 days. So, and we played them just about as well as everybody else did in that time period. So, again, I think our team is playing pretty well, but it is a little awkward coming back after not kind of it's not like we took a normal day off and then we've been practicing, prepping for an opponent. You kind of have to get your mind right, get your energy level back up, and kind of get geared to go back and play. And really that's a little bit incumbent about our players. This is a lot more of in my mind, it's kind of like a players tournament. The players, coaches are going to be excited to coach and get everybody going. You got to get your players to be excited about competing again and revving up their motor. You can't get into these games against teams like this and just let's go figure it out. Like let's go play. Like you better go play to win right from the beginning, or you'll find yourself in trouble against a team like Oakland. There's examples of that every year in the NIT. There's somebody that's a league champion and wins 24 games, beat Georgia this year. They have very good players and a very good coach, and you better really be ready to play.
Is there a sense of disappointment with no NCAA tournament this year?
There is, absolutely. It's what we wanted to play in, and we were close, but that's not it's not what we needed, and so there's some disappointment from that, but having said that, right now we can't worry about it. We got to get on to the next thing, and the next thing's trying to be ready for Oakland and understanding that we're still in a very prestigious tournament. Want to play well and do well in that.
To the fans who might be a little bit, hey, we haven't made the NCAA since 2011, what would your message be to them that, hey, this is where the program is?
I think the program is very healthy and is in a good place. It's very difficult because college basketball has become about March Madness, and so when you don't do that, it doesn't feel like you had a good year. And we didn't achieve what we wanted to achieve by getting to the NCAA tournament, but I think the quality of our play was pretty good this year. We did have some mistakes at the end of games that cost us. We missed some free throws. We missed a couple of defensive assignments. We had a couple of bad offensive possessions, but the quality of our play was very good most of the year, and I feel like our recruiting is good. I feel like we're bringing in good players, and that keeps getting better. And certainly the facility and the changes that we have here, I think, have brought a lot of excitement. There's not only a strong fan base in terms of people coming to games, but there's been we've built a strong donor group too that was not in place 6 years ago, and has really helped make this building what it is and as special as it is. And I think those people really see what we're doing. Our players graduate, they do the right things, they're very involved in community service. It's unfortunate that, we're a couple years in a row here, the last 2 years, where we've been probably 2 games a year away from it. And, we need to get over that hump, and certainly we're working extremely hard to do that.
And I know that you made one statement to one outlet about it, but you feel comfortable you'll be back next year, that there's nothing,
It's really not my decision, but yes, I do. I mean, Dan and the administration handles all those things. We're not at the end of the season, so we haven't had our end of the year meeting, but he's been very supportive. I think he recognizes, again, a lot of the positive things happening in our program, and so yes, I feel comfortable.
And wasn't there some kind of public comment from the administration backing you this week?
Yes.
That's got to help as far as pressure goes.
Yeah, I mean, I can't control those things, guys, so I'm not going to worry about, everything that's going on around me. Again, I think our program is in a really good place, minus winning a couple more games in a couple seasons, last 2 seasons. And we're certainly working really hard to do that, and I think we're on the track to doing it. And, positive comments from our administrators, I think, support that. So, again, there's a lot of things going on within our program that you should be very proud of. I think people recognize that. We do need to win a couple more games, and that's what we're going to work to do.
Dan, you're going to have a meeting with Dan here when the season's over?
Yeah, we usually meet at the, more of a formal meeting, if you will. We obviously meet all the time. We talk today. We, talk every week, but we don't always talk about the future. We talk about what's going on, what's the present. So at some point here when the season ends, I'm sure we'll sit down and have the kind of the end of the year meeting that you always have.
How is Oakland built relative to what you've seen this year? Obviously, they're smaller than the teams you're used to in the ACC.
They're just they're thinner in